For me, I have certain things that seem to be core to what is important to my work and to what I'm sharing with the people I'm working with. And again, you can take these on board or not, but from my working in this area over the last 30 years, this is what I've come to, essentially. The first has to do with the subject of ecology and what we might call spiritual ecology. You could say, well, I'm working with all these texts and all these ancient languages and all that. Well, what does ecology have to do with it? Well, essentially, all human religious and spiritual understandings arise from a human relationship with our natural world. Okay, without the natural world, no sacred books. I'm very, very much of the Thomas Berry school that is an actual fact. There may be also an additional factor, I believe there is, that we're humans beings not only connect with nature and then wondering about, you could say, where did we all come from, evolve rituals, practices, stories, myths, scriptures, but they also may be intuiting very deeply to the heart of what is behind the universe, what is behind nature, what is behind ecology. The most ancient voices in the Middle East are oriented around vision and big questions. These vision questions have been asked throughout ages and in all countries and in all regions. And they're very simple questions like, why am I here? How do I get along with other people better? How do I know myself more? What is mine to do and what is not mine to do? Why, when I look around in my tribe, in my community, why do I see different voices, different abilities? If the universe was coming from the divine in some sense, in this diversity, what do I have to do with it? What is my note in that universal symphony that only I can play? These are the questions that people have asked for millennia. From these bigger questions, intuiting, you could say, rituals, intuiting sacred chanting, from practice to ritual, from ritual to story. I'm more of that. From my research, it went more in that direction. That as we breathe with each other, as we intone with each other, we chant with each other, then shared rituals evolve. From these shared rituals, then perhaps also shared stories that embody things that can help us remember what's keeping us together. And then only later do you have religious texts. Or you could say only later from oral tradition are these things written down into books and put into fixed words. And this is this dangerous area, you could say, where things are put into words and then become, you could say, not written necessarily in stone, but sometimes as though psychologically they were written in stone. How do we recover that original sense of that shared awe, those bigger questions which we share with all human beings? I feel it's through spiritual practice, essentially, through spiritual experience. If we simply are taking the myths of a particular tradition, or we take its theology, you could say take the outer forms of a particular tradition, including those from the Middle East, it's another form of really cultural strip mining. You know, it's another form of extracting you could say the spiritual energy the same way we extract oil from the earth, without actually caring for actually what the ecology is after we leave. Maybe that's a bit harsh, but in some ways, I think that we need to go back and look at what was left behind when we extracted both the spiritual and the physical oil from the earth of the Middle East.